Big scary news. I'm actually doing this. 15 new prints, my favourite collections to launch. Probably the worst time to make the biggest decision for my small business. I wanted to show you something really exciting. Oh god, I'm getting scared. I really like my September sales tracker. What? That's really bad. I'm quite happy about that. Still quite a lot there. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan and I'm the owner of a small business called Fauna. I mostly make and sell scrunchies and macrame, and I have got a lot to get on with in this video. We've got a new collection to work on, a market this weekend, new upgrades to unbox, parcels to package, and on top of that, I've got exciting news to share with you all. So I'm going to do my best to keep this intro as short as possible, but if you're not new here, you might be thinking, where are you? This does not look like your studio. It's not, it's my kitchen. If you're new around here, you won't know this, but my other half, Alex, and I bought our first home a few years ago, and it is a project house, and we are currently working on some more renovations, which means our very tiny home once again has been turned upside down. There's a lot of spaces that aren't really safe right now, so luckily my studio was one of the first spaces that we completed, which apart from the living room, aka the cat's room, it's kind of like the only really 100% safe, clear space. So that's currently my bedroom, because the work that we're having done is in the bedroom, and it's probably going to be a long time before I can get back in there. So my office and studio is kind of out of order because, like I said, that's currently my sleeping space. So I've spent all morning trying my best to find a bit of space in the kitchen, reorganizing stuff, stacking stuff, because the kitchen is currently our workshop, our studio, our shed, our garage, our storage unit, our kitchen, lots of different things. So I have basically stacked what I can where I can to try and fit in a little bit of space for me to work in for the time being. So I apologize if there's some ugly backdrops going on, really bad angles. I am working with a very small amount of space. I'm currently wedged between a unit and my market table that I've managed to set out because we need to cut some fabric. So just a quick explanation as to why I'm in this space currently. I feel like there is so much I need to tell you guys, but I'm going to do my best not to waffle on because we've done a lot of chatty vlogs recently and not much making because I haven't been able to. But I do have a box here in front of me full of loads of fabric for the new collection that I'm going to be working on, and it's probably the biggest collection I have ever launched, which I'm very nervous and very excited about. I was hoping to have launched it by now, but like I said, we're not currently able to navigate the space as we usually would, so that's completely fine. But I am going to give you guys a look at the collection because I believe we are going to be launching 15 new prints of scrunchies, which is a lot. It would have been 20, but I did do the dusk till dawn collection earlier. So let me pan you guys down and I'm going to show you the new fabrics. This fabric, first of all, I just want to show you guys, this isn't part of the collection, but I picked this up the other day and it was the last bit on the roll, and it's so cute. It would make a really good print for the autumn collection, but because it's quite a large print, I wouldn't use this for scrunchies. So I bought it kind of just for myself, so whether or not I make something out of it, like a personal project, or I don't know, I might make something for the shop, I'm not decided yet, but I couldn't leave this behind, so I just wanted to show you how pretty is that. So let's put that to the side. And then this is actually a bed sheet. It was the perfect colour, like brand colours, so I sat and picked apart the elastic edges because it was a fitted sheet, and I am gonna hopefully turn this into a tablecloth for my markets because my white tablecloths just get ruined, and even though I'll still use my white ones as a base, I like having a green overlay just to break up some of the white, so that's what this is there for. Let's get into this. Right, I'm so nervous but so excited. Oh, I've got one of each of the Dusk Till Dawn collection here. I do need to film some clips for some videos. So let me just move these guys out of the way. So autumn collections are like my favourite collections to launch. And funnily enough, this isn't a very autumnal collection. And I was speaking to my family members about this. I'm trying to break out of the whole idea of only having autumnal seasonal prints for like autumn, Christmassy prints for Christmas and stuff, because there's so many beautiful fabrics out there and I just end up then hoarding it. I then find myself looking for a time to release that collection. So instead, I thought, let's break out of that. These scrunchies can be worn all year round. Some of them are quite autumnal prints and themes and stuff. So I'm trying to break out of that and hopefully you guys will like them. But there's kind of 3 collections within one collection that's going to be launching, if that makes sense. I know it's very ambitious. We've got pinks, which are these prints here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different patterns in the pinks. So the first one, we've got a pink, a white, a green and a black floral. There are a lot lot of floral prints in this, which is great. Then we've got very similar tones actually, they're all very similar pinks. This one is pink, green, yellow and purple flowers, which is really cute as well. This one is like a greigey colour with pink, orange, purple and green flowers, and then we have this beautiful satiny print which has some pink and white flowers on it, which is really pretty. So as you can see, I've got a few bits of some of them and then I've only got a small amount of others. Most of these are going to be limited edition and they're not going to be restocked, which is quite exciting. But that is all the pinks. I feel like I'm going to end up with a massive fabric pile here. Then the next one is a purple and black sort of vibe, because my shop is really lacking in purples, because purple fabric I find is really hard to find in the UK, like cute patterns. So we've gone for a bit of a purpley and black mix for this next lot of scrunchies. So this one's the same print as one of the pink ones, but it's just in this minty blue colour, but it's got purple and pink flowers all over it. It's really pretty. We then have this gorgeous, super soft, bigger check in a gingham print. This is black and white. I've then also picked up a smaller gingham print in both black and lilac, because these are going to be joining the limited edition lace trim scrunchies, which I'm really excited about. I think these are going to look so cute with some lace trim on it. So I'll pop photos on the screen of my robin and roof scrunchies, which were from Christmas last year, but you can wear them all year round. So I'm going to add a couple more colours to that collection, which is really exciting. We've then got some black stripe, which is perfect for autumn and fall, because in my opinion, black stripe can be, well, a staple. We love a bit of monochrome. It can be quite like classy, but at the same time, stripes can be really good for Halloween. So Tim Burton vibes, Nightmare Before Christmas, Beetlejuice, that kind of vibe. So we've got some black and white stripes, and then I did want another purple just to tie that whole collection in, and this is the one I went with, just a little bit different. It's like a cloud print. It's kind of like tie-dye cloud, but it's got little glittery specks in, which again I think is going to be perfect for Halloween. So there's the purples and blacks, and then we also have some more autumnal prints, which I am excited about because this is like right up my street. So let me get all these out. It looks very chaotic. Some of it I've had for a while, which is from planning the collection and stuff that's been in my collection, and then I've like rebought some of it recently, that's why it's not on boards. But I've got this gorgeous yellow print. I don't have much of it and I don't have many yellows in my collection, so I thought it was a little bit different for me and I might as well use it. But it's got purple flowers in, so we've got a little pop of purple in there, but it's also got tealy blue flowers, a bit of orange in there. It's on a yellow background, so there's not much of that. I was considering making wristlets out of this because I'm not really going to have any wristlets launching, I don't think, in this collection. I mean, I could do, but I feel like that might be getting a little bit carried away, so I'll probably just stick to 15 scrunchies, which is wild. But if I've got like the right size left over from this, then I could make some. But either way, that's the one that's kind of a little bit different, but we've got yellows and oranges in there. We've then got this gorgeous white floral one, which has some burgundy, reddy, browny coloured flowers on, which is really pretty, quite dainty. We've then got this print, which is the same as this one from the pink bit, so it all kind of ties in together. But this is like beautiful autumnal colours, but it's got pop of blue in it, which I think is quite different, so really pretty. And then we've got these two gorgeous fabrics, which I love. I think if I was going to keep any of this collections like all year round, possibly this. I'm not really sure, but this one really reminds me of like a 70s ugly carpet, but in the best way. I think it's such a gorgeous autumnal print. So many beautiful colours. So we've got burgundy, orange and yellow, and then we've got a lighter one, which is a beautiful orange colour. More florals, very floral collection. So that is the whole collection. So lots to do, lots to cut up, lots to make. I have no idea when I'm going to be able to launch this. Honestly, not a clue, but I am very excited. Sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to waffle on, but I wanted to talk you guys through that collection. So we're going to make a start on it. It's definitely not going to get done in this video, but we're going to make a start on cutting some of that fabric. But first, I do have some mystery scrunchies that I made earlier. Was it this week? I think I finished them this week and was sort of chipping away at them last week, that I do need to package away. And I love this print. There are sometimes some mystery scrunchies that I make where I think, oh, that would have been really cute in the shop, but I only have a limited amount of fabric, or it's like dead stock fabric and whatever. If you are new here, I make no waste mystery scrunchies. I make a lot of no waste items because I'm a no waste brand, or I try to be as eco-friendly as possible. And with backstock, remnant fabric, recycled fabric, anything like that, I do make mystery scrunchies out of. They're very affordable. They don't have my logo labeling, just to keep the price as low as possible. They're a little brown paper baggie. You don't know what's going to be in them. So these need parceling up, but how gorgeous are these? A perfect autumnal print. So great timing for these. So I've got a small amount of them here. I am going to make up some mystery scrunchie bags because I don't have any. Get these packaged up so we can get them out of the way. Also, look at all these wristlets I made the other day. There's loads there. They still need the hardware on them, but I'm so glad I managed to get around to doing them. I'm quickly running out of time because, like I said, I spent most of the day reshuffling the kitchen and stuff, so I've got a couple of orders to package before I need to go to work, well, post office then work. But I do have a short amount of time before I need to package those orders, so I'm going to get started on cutting up some of this fabric for the new collection, which is really exciting. Then I will grab the goodies for those orders, so let's crack on with that. So I managed to get a couple of those fabrics cut up, not much, but it's better than nothing. And I am going to get these parcels packaged up. Orders packaged up. A massive thank you to my lovely friend Alex and a wonderful customer of mine, Angela, who both placed orders this morning. Alex landed on a freebie and we've also popped Angela on the sales tracker. So we've got 3 orders so far in September because one of my wonderful family members, Irene, placed an order on the 1st of September. So she was the first to order. I did actually film this and did short form content with it. So Irene, thank you so much as well, my love. I really like my September sales tracker just because I like autumn in general. And fun fact, it is actually my birthday month. When this video goes live, it's probably already been my birthday, pretty sure. Birthday's the 12th of September. So I'm going to very quickly get these parceled up and then I need to get the shipping labels and then I need to head to the post office and then head to work. Good morning guys. So it has been really badly stormy here and the rain is so bad, but I did manage to take those 2 parcels before work yesterday. I got absolutely soaking wet though, and the drive to work was really scary because of how strong and heavy the rain was, and it's currently still going outside. But I've been and run some errands this morning. I had to pop out, but I'm back and ready to crack on. I just want to quickly show you something that I picked up that I was planning on using for the market this weekend, but I don't know if I'll have time, or I don't actually know how I'm going to do it. But if you're new here, I recently started stocking some caps. So it's got chaotic mess on the front, which is kind of like a phrase I use often to describe me, my channel, my business and everything. And then they've got the Fauna Rose logo on the back, and I've got 3 different colours. They're all in a vintage wash. We've got black, olive and sage, and I love them. I want to take them to the market with me, but I don't know how to display them, and I don't just want to have them sort of sat on my table because they do take up quite a lot of room. So I saw these, but they're like these little clip things. I think you can either have them hanging like that, yeah, which is what I don't want to do because you can't really see the front and the design, or you can apparently use the little nubbin thing on the top, don't even know what that's called, and you can slide it into here. By the looks of it, it's not going to fit, is it? Oh, it is. Hold on. And then the little nubbin pops out of that hole, and it's meant to hold your cap. Oh, okay, it's a lot better, isn't it? So you see it's like slotted into there, so they're sticky, so you peel that off and you stick it to a wall or whatever. So that's an option. My plan was to potentially stick these to a piece of wood or something, but I don't know if that's going to adhere to wood, and have them like that. I'm not showing this off well whatsoever. Sort of 1, 2, 3 on a piece of wood, but then I'd obviously have to figure out how I'm going to get that wood to stand and where I can put it and stuff. So I'm not really sure yet, but I would like to take the caps, and I don't want to just have them plonked on the table. I did get them from Amazon, so if you're interested, I will leave them linked below. Can't give you my honest opinion yet as to how well they're actually going to work, but that is those. So hopefully we can figure out that situation before Sunday. If not, it's fine. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But I'm going to get straight on with cutting up some fabric. I am having some issues with really bad pain in my wrists. I do get flare-ups quite bad. My left one is currently absolutely burning and really hurting me, so I'll see how much I can get done, but I don't want to end up making it really bad and worse. But I also need to get a lot of work done. So let's get the next lot of fabric cut. I've picked out this one, so I'm gonna get this done, so then a huge chunk of the pink fabric has already been cut. Guys, this has taken me absolutely ages. It's because of the type of fabric. It's quite like a slippy and slidey fabric, so trying to like line things up and cut this fabric, it takes so long, but I've decided to just power through it and get all of that sort of fabric cut. So it's a little bit of a mess, but it's all there, it's all done, thank God, and it is time for lunch. So I'm going to grab something to eat, and then I'm going to start cutting some of the hopefully easier fabric to cut. I might film a few clips here and there, but you don't need like an hour-long vlog of me just cutting fabric. But we're finally making a dent in it, and it is taking a long time, but that's okay. So that is the fabric nearly all cut up. The only two I haven't done is the 2 smaller gingham print ones for the limited lace trim ones, just because, if I'm being completely honest, can't remember the measurements for them, so I do need to dig out some of my scrunchies and find out what the measurements were for it, because I do adjust my measurements slightly for the lace trim ones. So everything's cut up apart from that, well, nearly all of it. When I showed you the fabric, I think I showed you I had like double the amounts of fabric, so some of them I had like one chunk of the fabric and another chunk of the fabric, so not all of it's cut up, but all of the patterns and the designs are cut up, which is great. And I have separated, which you would have just seen, at least 3 XLs and 4 minis of each design. Not all of them are going to be XLs and minis, so for example these 2 designs are going to just be minis. I did cut some of the yellow ready for wristlets. Don't know if I'm going to get around to making them, but just in case, I've got some there. I'm going to go and locate a new battery, and I'm actually going to see if I can squeeze in a little bit of sewing, but I am running out of time before I need to go to work, so let's go get a camera battery and let's get sewing. guys, so sorry I haven't really spoken to you today. I've kind of just been cracking on, and because we've been having quite a lot of bad storms at the minute in the UK, it's been really heavy rain and stuff. It's been nice today and the sun's been out, so I just had a bit of a mad rush trying to get a lot of washing done so I can get it on the line. That's proper like adult problems, isn't it? But forgetting that, I'm obviously currently working in the kitchen, which is where our washing machine is, and it's very loud, so I wasn't able to film a great deal of things because of how loud it was. But I am making a huge dent in a bunch of these new scrunchies from the new collection, so hopefully I will be able to take a bunch of them to the market on Sunday, which would be great. So I think I might have already said this, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I took 4 minis and 3 XLs from each of the fabrics and the designs, apart from the ones that are going to be limited edition with the lace trim. I've not cut any of that fabric yet, and that's fine if I don't have those ones done. I probably won't actually have those done, and I'll talk to you about that in a second, but this is the pile of what we have left. I'm quite happy about that. It's still quite a lot there, but all the sort of silky, slinky, lightweight fabric ones are all done in this bag. They just need to be turned inside out and then obviously turned to scrunchies, but I'm quite happy with the progress I've made today. But unfortunately, I didn't realise that I was running out of my labels. So luckily, I had 63 scrunchies to make, I believe, or was it 64? Might have been 64. And I only had 67 labels left. So fingers crossed, I counted that all right. I should have enough to get these done for the market on Sunday. I've ordered some more, but they're probably not going to arrive until some point next week. But how lucky was that? So that's where we're up to in terms of sewing, the new collection, and market prep, I guess. I am going to quickly package up an order because Ruth has placed an order, so thank you so much, lovely. So I'm going to get that quickly packaged up. So Ruth has picked up the Courtney mini, the Brooke mini, the Olive mini, and the Cleo mini, which is super exciting. So thank you so much, lovely. I've got a name card and everything ready to go, so I'm going to slide you over to this side of the table and we're going to package this up. Right, Ruth, there we go, all packaged up. Thank you so much, lovely. I do need to get a shipping label for this quickly. I'm going to do this before it gets too late and I have to go to work. And speaking of work, I should probably have a quick sit down and chat to you guys about that. I'm going to turn some of these scrunchies inside out, turn them the right way while we chat. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but I actually have a part-time job as a cleaner. And one of the best things I could probably say advice-wise, if you're interested in starting a small business, is to have a part-time job or full-time job or any form of job on the side of running a small business. I still stand by that. I would always recommend people doing that, especially in this economy when it is so expensive to like live. Just pay your bills and whatnot. And I have had this part-time job for quite a few years now, and I think it's one of the longest jobs I've ever had, which to some of you might be thinking, what? That's really bad. But it's not because I've been like fired or anything. It's just because of like moving and stuff or relocating for things like university. Alex's job means we move a lot. So I have had quite a few jobs over the past few years. And I'm not gonna lie, cleaning, it's not very glamorous. However, probably one of the best jobs I've ever had in the grand scheme of things. I've done so many different roles. I've got, without tooting my own horn, just stating facts, I've got quite a lot of qualifications under my belts. I've done a lot of different things, and if I'm being completely honest, so many of the jobs I've done are stressful, are not easy to separate from, so I would then come home and be really upset, and because I'm quite an emotional person, I'm a very emotional person, I'm not quite, I'd bring the job home with me. And yeah, there's a lot of jobs out there that aren't right for me even if I'm good at them, and I found that cleaning was pretty perfect to run alongside my small business. I was able to get out of the house, I got to still speak to people. It kept me pretty active. It's a few hours a day of where I'm literally on my feet, I'm lugging stuff about, I'm moving about. It's basically like a mild 3-hour workout. And in terms of finances and business, it is a reliable source of income, which, like I mentioned, in this economy is essential just to be able to like survive for most of us. And again, like I mentioned, with us moving a lot for Alex's job, in terms of mortgages, loans, anything like that, it is very hard to be classed as a good investment if you're self-employed, especially in terms of mortgages and stuff. So if you are able to have a little part-time job where you can have a reliable source of income, I would really recommend it, which is why I'm being a bit of a hypocrite, because as of today, oh God, I'm getting scared. It's gonna be my last day at my employed job. And now I'm talking about it, I'm getting upset, which is quite funny because I'll try and keep this like short, but you know I like to ramble. So I've been off my ADHD medication for a long time, but I'm currently back in the process of getting back into my medication and trying to find the dose that's right for me. And the dose that they started me back on is one that was so weird for me when I first started my medication a while ago. It basically got rid of like my empathy, and it was the most bizarre thing because I am such an empathetic person. I take on people's emotions. I'm a very emotional person. But when I got on this dose, I did not care, which sounds awful. It was the most bizarre thing because I knew that I cared and I know that I usually cared, but it just wasn't there, and it was so strange. It was such a very bizarre feeling, and that is the dose that they've started me back on. Luckily, it's nowhere near as bad this time, but it's still there. I am not anywhere near as emotional as I usually am. So I've been joking all week because people who work at the venue where I clean, I've been saying goodbye to quite a few people because they don't work like every single day there, and I must have come across as so heartless. A lot of them know that I'm on like a certain medication and stuff because we chat and whatever, but a lot of them might have been like, all right, okay, she really doesn't care, because they've been like, oh, like good luck, see you later. I've just been like, ah, yeah, I'll be back, see you later. So I've been joking with like the team of people I work with, saying that usually I would like cry my eyes out and I'll probably be such an emotional mess, but there is a very high chance I might not be, because I honestly don't know. But it is something that would usually upset me, and now that I'm talking about it, I think I am gonna get upset because I can feel myself. I'm trying to like swallow it. Because it'd be nice to like do one video, you know, where I don't cry. But I did make the decision many months ago to leave my employed job and become a full-time small business owner. I'm scared. I don't know if I'm getting like upset, scared or nervous over leaving work, or the idea of like, I'm actually doing this. If you are interested in me doing a video about it, if you've got any questions about having a job in a small business or leaving a job to do your small business, anything like that, and you've got any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. But long story short, I have been working my ass off. There is so much that goes into being a small business owner, being a content creator. I have my family memberships as well, which is more content. Obviously, I've got my part-time job. I do markets with my small business. I also work for my friend Hannah, who has a coffee business. So I do a lot. And when I say I do probably like 16-hour days, Monday through Sunday, I'm not joking. That's not good. It's not healthy. It's not safe. But in this economy, people have to. And if it means me working towards my small business dream, I'm going to do it, and I have been doing it. But it's at that point where something's got to give. I'm exhausted. My health is not in a good place. I have majorly physically declined. Yeah, it's got to that point where something's got to give. And I'm just telling myself that this is incredible. This is a really big step, and it is not something I would ever be able to do if it wasn't for all of your support. But in the grand scheme of things, we are in an economic crisis. The world is going to absolute shit. I can't currently ship to most of the world, so it's probably the worst time to make the biggest decision for my small business, but I also need to before I end up completely burning out and yeah, just it not being good. So even though it is very exciting and this is something that I've wanted to do, well, forever, this has been the goal, to be my own boss and be self-employed, I also know that it possibly is only going to be temporary, and that's completely fine. It might not be, and I won't know unless I try, but if it means in a few months time I go back to work, then so be it. So I'm trying to just be open about it, positive about it. So if you do want me to do a video about it, answer some questions and whatever, let me know. But yeah, as of in a few hours time, I'm gonna be like 100% self-employed, which is absolutely terrifying. But that's kind of a lie. I'll still be working for Hannah. I'm so scared, I'm so nervous, and now I'm talking about it, it's obviously hitting me. So I think when I do get to work, I'm gonna see everyone, because I've got some cakes and stuff for everyone. I'm probably just gonna be like, but imagine if I was like unmedicated. I would be a disaster. Oh, a handful of those done. So there is some big scary news that I wanted to share with you all. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be heading to the post office to drop off Ruth's order. After I've been to the post office, I'll be going to work, probably crying a lot, doing my last shift. And then, yeah, hopefully we can have some more fun, exciting content. Like I said, even if it is only for a few months, There's a fly. Get off my teeth. Then yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to not be as stressed, as rushing around like an idiot. It's really not good. I wanted to share that with you all, and I do want to very quickly say as well, just thank you for everything, because it is something that I absolutely adore, and I couldn't do any of it without any of your support. And I always say it is because of my small YouTube community that I'm able to do this. So wish me luck for my last day. Yeah, scary. And I'm done officially, which is absolutely wild. I'm feeling a little bit under weather, I'm not gonna lie, and I think now that the adrenaline's worn off a little bit, I'm exhausted, words are hard. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hit me until a few weeks have gone by, and then I'm like, panic sets in. But I had a really lovely last day at work, and I've been very, very spoiled, and lots of people had a lot of nice things to say. So yeah, I managed to hold it together though. There's like a few moments where I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose it, I'm gonna cry. Got a bit teary and whatnot, but I held it together quite well. But I am in my office. I've done a few little bits here and there. I've turned all the scrunchies the right side through and whatever. Just had a quick sit down for a minute. But before I completely zone out for the rest of the day, I just popped up into my office. Ignore my duvet. Like I said, this is currently my bedroom, and each day I roll the bed up and out of the way just so I can sort of navigate it a little bit if I still need to grab your goodies if anyone places an order. But before I do end this vlog, I wanted to show you something really exciting, and I was considering doing an unboxing, but it's really late. I still haven't had any dinner. I've got a busy weekend ahead of me, so it's probably not a good idea to get this out now. I'm listening to my body, but I do want to show you it because I'm very, very, very excited. The only problem is I can't really lift it because I'm weak. Hopefully I'll give it a go. That's the back, isn't it? Of course it is. This thing is so heavy. It's kind of in the name, heavy duty, but I have a new sewing machine, which I'm very, very excited about, and I've had it for like a week now, but I've not had a chance to get it out, in all honesty. And you might have thought, wouldn't it have not made more sense to get it out and use it so you can smash through this collection? But if I'm being completely honest, it's heavy, so I'm going to put it down. I want to make sure that when I unbox it and give it a go the first time, I want to look after it. I want to make sure I set everything up properly, and I don't want to be rushing that. So for the meantime, I am using my incredible sewing machine, which I absolutely love. So I have the Brother LS14S, and it is a very basic sewing machine, but I love it because it is so easy to use. It's perfect if you want to learn how to sew and you don't want to spend a fortune. I really would recommend it. I've been able to run my business for a few years now using that machine, and it's been fabulous, and I will continue to use it. The one that I currently have was a gift from Isabel, one of my family members, and I will never be able to like repay her. I cannot thank her enough, and because of her I was able to continue words are hard, my business and making stuff. So as always, Izzy, thank you so much. I am going to continue to use that, and it's lightweight, I can pick it up. However, with me hopefully expanding the business and having more time to create, there's a lot of things I do want to make. So for example, I got this beautiful quilted fabric from Ruth from Shropshire Sews, and I love it, and I'd love to make a quilted vest out of it, but unfortunately, because the Brother machine is a basic machine, it does struggle with certain things, like it's not crazily heavy duty, so it can't penetrate through a load of fabric. It does struggle with thicker fabric and loads of layers and stuff because it's not really meant for that. And if I do want to try broadening my skills and whatnot and trying projects that require thicker fabric and stuff, it's not worth putting the machine through that because that's not what it's meant for. And it's a really good speed, but it's not as quick as I would benefit from in terms of making items as quick as I need to make them, if that makes sense. So Alex very kindly treated me to the Singer Heavy Duty. This is the 4432. It's the black one, so it makes my little gothic heart very happy. And I was planning on unboxing it and showing it off in this video, but I am exhausted. But I'm really looking forward to giving it a go. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. I've got a busy weekend ahead of me. Hopefully I'm gonna have a busy rest of my business life ahead of me. It's really scary, but I'm very grateful to everyone at work. I can't believe I've left my job, but I can always go back, hopefully. Very grateful for Alex, very grateful for you guys. Yeah, scary, scary times. But I am gonna go curl up on the couch, potentially make up some of them scrunchies, get the elastic out and stuff, and we'll start our full journey being fully self-employed as of tomorrow. Well, as of now, at this current moment in time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. If you could give it a massive thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, you got options. You can either leave a bunch of fall/autumn emojis, or if there is some emojis that relate to your job, leave them down below and don't put anything else in terms of like description of the job that you do, and I'll see if I can guess your job from emojis. Why not? And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I need your help more than ever now. And finally, there is a bunch of links down below that you can check out. So the website, social media, also my Buy Me a Coffee page is down below, which is where I have my Fauna Rose family membership. So if you want to support me that extra step more, don't know if that makes sense, you can subscribe for extra content, and the membership starts as little as £1 a month, which leads me on to thank my amazing family members who, yeah, couldn't do this without you. Couldn't leave my job if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you for all of your support as well, and thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna stop waffling before my voice goes. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.